Now we are going to get into our marketing assessment. This is us. Now we know who we're marketing to, right? We're doing the big work. This is heavy lifting. I decided I'm going to start us maxing out at 350 pounds right now. And you guys are like, whoa, don't worry. It's getting easier, okay? I go to that hard stuff because without doing the hard stuff, you'll never get to ultimately where you're going to go. You can't have that without a foundation. So we now know who we're targeting to, who we're marketing to. We now know the content that we want to create for them. Now, how do we measure our engagement, right? How do we know we're doing a good job? Well, we measure engagement by the following equation. The number of likes you have on a post, plus the number of comments. The comments that are left, not your responses. Divided by how many followers you have, times 100. Now we're gonna get to the exact specifics. We're gonna dive into engagement on day 3. But generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, average engagement on Instagram is around 4.5%. And on Facebook, it's ranging around 2%. So if you run this math on your posts, what I encourage people to do, go back 2 weeks, pull out your post, do a quick number crunch. Now here's the thing, if people thought that they were gonna come and watch this class and here's 10 hacks on how to get 1,000 followers, no, we're doing work. We wanna use social media, well, we gotta learn how to use social media. So numbers, this is how we measure our engagement. So if you are not getting good engagement, it's likely for 3 big reasons. Number 1, you don't know who you're selling to, but we already did the hard work. When you work through that dream customer cheat sheet, you're gonna know who you're selling to. Number 2, followers are unsure if your account is for them, right? Because they like what you do, but they really can't connect the dots. What really? Are you here for the memes? Are you here for the inspirational quotes? And what do those 2 things have to really do with your business? They're not sure if your account is for them, and your content is misaligned. I have seen photographers who just dream about being a wedding photographer, and what they're posting are pictures of sports and horses and cars and family and maternity. And they're like, why aren't brides hiring me? They don't know what you shoot. Content becomes misaligned. So we now know who Highway 3 is selling to. We now know who Indigo Tide Market. We know Chrissy, we know Lacey, we know how old they are. Now we're gonna see, does their social media content attract Lacey and attract Chrissy? So what I'm about to show you right now is a social media review for Highway 3. Now remember, these businesses put their necks out on the line, opening themselves up. And I loved it because everybody in the room was uncomfortable. I want you to do the same dang thing. So we want to approach people with their vulnerability, with the highest respect, saying, because of you, we charge forward. We're gonna get into that video right now.
What we're going to do now is we're going to do business and social media reviews. This is fun. This is really fun. This is my favorite thing.
Yeah,
You're like,
we have,
yes,
yeah,
this is going to be lovely.
Yeah, this is, we struggle with this.
Let's dive in.
Okay.
So we are starting with Highway 3. So as Creative Live and I were collaborating on figuring out who we were going to be able to bring in as businesses, the good news is I didn't know any of the businesses applying. And so I went to them as if I was a customer, as if I came to your website. And this is what I saw on the website. It was very clear to understand. And what I'm going to do is every slide that we go through is going to be how I scrolled through the page. So you start on the homepage, then I scrolled down and I saw your product offerings. So we had blankets, pets, towels, pillows. Then we had your story. I watched the video. I thought it was really well done. I was like, okay, I got them. Scroll down, we've seen where you guys have been featured, which is social collateral validation, which is great. And then what we did is from there, we scrolled down and saw shop on Instagram, which I liked, right? So people will be able to see and click and all that other stuff. And then got to the bottom of the page.
That's where we struggle right there.
It got straight to the point. I don't know if I got to know you deep enough, but that's okay because you guys are a product. And I'm like, okay, let me see if I can get to know them a little bit better based on their social platforms. So I went to Highway 3. That's on Twitter. Right. So I noticed, wow,
there's Lev's video.
There it is.
Did you watch the video?
Yes, it was Go Kansas City Chiefs, lots of fire.
I was like, what is this fire?
So this was back in, let's see, December 2018.
Yeah, that's probably
Right.
That's
okay because
so funny.
we went back and saw
That's
it in
my
November.
son that looks like Patrick Mahomes. So.
and so that's the whole reason behind that. That's
That's-
funny. We do not
Fine.
use Twitter.
Okay, so my initial thoughts. Either you create a Twitter-specific content account or you close your Twitter account.
Honestly, it was my personal Twitter account.
I've never been on Twitter.
And
How terrible
then
is that?
somebody's like, you need a Twitter account. So we just changed mine
Are you
to our business.
So, question number 1, are you going to use Twitter for Highway 3?
I don't know.
Do you
I
think
don't.
your
I've
dream
never-
customer is on Twitter?
No.
Then we need to remove from the website.
Okay.
So
I'll just change it back to
just-
me.
Yeah, just we'll get that out. Okay, so then I went to another link on
never
Highway
used
3.
it.
Never use that in my life.
Well, wouldn't you know? Because that's exactly what I saw. Okay, so remember, what is on your website, people will look and think, if you're not paying attention to these details, will you pay attention to our details?
And are we?
Right, so with all these people, we can't control the stories that people make up in their minds, but we can control what we're putting out online. So initial thoughts from Tumblr is remove that link from your website.
We can do that.
We can do that.
Real easy.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's dive into Highway 3 Instagram. We already
This
went
is
there.
like, I feel like this is like, very interesting. Like,
It's boot camp, y'all.
I feel like it's like if I were to go to a diet class or something, and I'd be like, I know you just ate like donuts and drank a Coke this morning, and this is not good.
That's okay. And I actually have to take a second, and I didn't start with where I should have. Thank you. Thank you for allowing yourselves to be open and vulnerable and let other businesses see themselves. Because people are watching and be like, oh my God, I have an old link. Or oh my God, it's like we don't even use Twitter. Like, so you guys are empowering others. So thank you for going ahead and allowing yourself to be open. So we are going to fix that bio.
Yes, got that.
Great.
We're ready to fix that.
So now we're going to look as when I went to Shop Highway 3, I went to Instagram and you scrolled up. I saw the first 9 photos. Scrolled again, I saw the second 9 photos. So this is what I saw as I scrolled. What we see on the left side, those 9 photos are the first. On the right side, the second 9 photos. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well, I know what they sell. I don't know if I get the vision, right? Like, I don't know, like, I got it, but I was like, If I was shopping for a personalized blanket, and I think of myself, I think of my dog, my nieces, my nephews, my sisters, like, did I see an identity here to say, oh, I get what they're about? Kinda, sorta. You definitely pump that up. So then I decided to go, well, let me click and let me see if I can get to know Highway 3. Hashtag Saturday, hashtag weekend, hashtag Spiles, hashtag mommy, hashtag kids, hashtag baby fever, and other hashtags. Second post right next to it. Cuddle time with his favorite blanket. Repost. This kid and his blanket, such a cuddle monster. Hashtags. Sister, happy National Sibling Day. We are pretty lucky to get to work every day with the person that finishes each other's sentences and even dresses the same without planning it. I would like to point out, you guys had 213 likes on that and you had comments. Whereas the others, that was like,
That's where you
summer fun,
Yeah, I know.
cuddle monster.
I know.
So what happens with the captions, and we're gonna get into this and we're gonna understand why some captions work and why they don't. We're gonna talk about the anatomy of a caption, and so that now all of a sudden your eyes are gonna be open as to what is working and why. Here's a quote. Remember that woman you were before you had kids. She's still in there, take care of her. I would like to point out that had 1,519 likes.
All of that stuff does. Those funny quotes and mom relatable quotes get more likes than anything.
Great, so we're gonna talk about that.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. Last one. I didn't include the caption because I wanted to include something here.
We don't have replies?
We don't have replies.
We should. But
We have to be very clear that we're responding to comments as soon as possible on that post. Because we don't know in the algorithm, and Instagram probably won't ever say, but there is a designated point in time where engagement matters most.
Like it needs to be within the first day or two. Like versus
yeah,
in-
sometimes it's like, we don't know. It could be in the first 10 minutes, it could be in the first 30 minutes, it could be in the first 3 hours or the first 24. We don't know what it is, but we definitely know, like, the closer to when you post and you are getting that engagement and responding to that engagement. So I want to make sure that when I post, I am, for the next 30 minutes, I'm responding as quickly as possible. Because what happens is we teach our followers how to engage with our account. The quicker we respond, the quicker they're likely to be like, oh, if she's responding quickly, I want to get in. I want to talk to them. I want my questions answered. Because what I see here is like, when did the pillowcases start? I'm dying.
You guys were like, that's a nice comment.
This is a great comment, but this is
Yes.
also somebody else who's asking, I want to give you money. And nobody's responding. Next cousin sleepover. This is a great way for you guys to be like, let us know how we can help. Can't wait to get the project started. And people are like, oh, like they want this. Like they're out there for us. They're connecting. Are the pillows made of the same material as the blankets? I want to give you money. I need to know how or why, and nobody responds. So business, now I will take a step back. This is not an inference because I don't know who your social media manager is, but where there is a lack of vision, our teams don't know how to apply. Because I hear every conversation we've had, these guys are speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. But when you speed up without having a foundation, so it's okay to slow down to speed up. So slowing down with your social team, slowing down with the customer success team, slowing down, and once they go, let them go. And you guys are like, I'm doing the stuff that we know we're going to implement on. So let's break down from my perspective. I just went quickly through which are the best performing posts. This is something you guys already alluded to. That quote was the best performing post in like by far, 1,500 likes and 29 comments. Another great performing post was a quote, 539 and 7 comments. So I would encourage you to start creating your own quote graphics that people could share. Great. So other posts that do really well, photos of you guys. I mean, like these photos are doing really well. So my initial thoughts from Instagram is that you guys have great products, like people clearly see it. You need to post more quotes. Good things. We kind of talked about that strategy because that's what your audience really likes. You need to show up more. You too need to show up visually in the feed.
Well, I think we got plenty of content.
Oh
yesterday.
yeah. We definitely have 30 days with. You need cleaner product shots. Oh yeah. And what I see a lot is that you guys are depending on user-generated content.
And we have a lot of good
We
content.
do. I just don't know how to put it all to use. Like we have good, like from our photo shoots, and we do have a lot.
But when you say you don't know how to put them to use, what do you mean by that?
I just don't know how to use so there's 10 pictures that are similar to that one.
Yes.
And I feel like it becomes monotonous and like boring for people.
How long ago was that photo shoot?
It was in August of 2018.
So let's break down some math. I'm terrible at math, okay? So I'm gonna make this real simple. On average, about 4 to 6% of your Instagram followers will see a post.
I know.
Okay, so if you had 1,000 followers, 4%, let's say 5%, is 50 people. Okay.
So, and if they don't like it, oh well, I guess.
But
right?
right, but the
they're not
chances
going to
are
be.
they're not going to see it.
I know.
I
So
read
I
an
guess-
article of a gentleman who had the same Facebook post with the same photo and posted it on Sunday night, and it got such great reach. He's like, oh, that's interesting. The next Sunday night, same copy, same photo, got the same amount. He did it for 6 months straight and got the same amount of engagement on the same content. What is this showing is that people had either saw it and forgot about it, saw it and liked it again, or never saw it. You need to start conversations. So in your captions, it was beach time.
Well, yeah.
Snuggle time.
I know that's I'm hurrying and I need to post
Exactly, but we're
something.
going to change that, and I'm going to give you the exact pathway to get there, so don't even stress about it.
Yeah.
And you need to respond to comments.
Okay.
So this is all stuff we talked about. This is all going to be implemented in the next 30 days.
And that responding can go into the whole customer service email system, like because they can all intertwine.
Yes, 1,000%.
Okay.
Another link that was on your website was your Facebook page. So we're going to get into your Facebook page now. So on your Facebook page, there are about 23,000 likes at the time that I saw this. And the first things that I do when I want to get to know a company and I decide if I want to follow their Facebook page is go to their About section. So sisters Erin and Trisha, who grew up on the blacktop of Highway 3 in a small Kansas town and are now raising a group of kids, 7 total, and running our business together. So one thing grammatically, you went from third person, Erin and Trisha,
Oh yeah,
to
that
first
gets
struggle
person.
with
that gets
Our-
very confusing.
Just pick one and stick with it.
Okay, we need to do that
Pick
because
one and stick
sometimes
with it.
I feel that
Now,
way. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are doubting, but what I strongly feel is you guys have like the homegirl effect. We want to drink Bahama Mamas together. First person works best. So you say sisters, you would say, hi, our names are Erin and Trisha, and we're sisters, and this
Okay.
is our business.
Okay.
Unless you guys are like, we want to really build this into a sellable business, then it would be third person. Shop Highway 3 is curated by sisters in the Blacktop of Kansas, and their business does this. But let me tell you, 90+% of small businesses are done by like single owners. You're writing your own bio, so just something to consider, the kind of brand that you guys want to build experientially. We love bringing modern, personalized products for everyone in your life. Check out our website. Not bad. It's not bad. What I would love to do is go back to that bio.
Yeah.
You know, like we personalize blankets and towels for busy moms who are thoughtful gift givers.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
And say you list your, and the link that you guys listed was freaking broken. Add the www to that so that people can clink from Facebook so they can click from Facebook. And then, for the other 74% of the population who's like, go to a website. I like personal attention. It's like, if you have any questions, shoot us an email.
Okay.
Now, what I noticed, friends, is does this photo and caption look familiar? Yeah. And hashtags, while they function on Facebook, they don't function on Facebook. Facebook wasn't built for hashtags the way that Twitter and Instagram was. So what happens is, as a Facebook viewer, and I strongly feel that a lot of your moms are on Facebook. A lot of them.
They are.
Okay.
They are.
So what happens is that these moms, as they're scrolling, feel like you cool girls are having cool conversations on Instagram and then just pushing this content over here for, you know, the older, less cool moms.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a story that some moms could feel. So what we have to do
will.
is we have to create, I'm not saying create different content.
Yes, just yeah.
Keep it respecting the platform. Is when you're on Twitter, speak like you're on Twitter. When you're on Instagram, you speak like you're on Instagram. When you're on Facebook, you speak like you're on Facebook. Again, we did the same thing here on Summer Vibes and a bunch of hashtags. Okay, great. So then I kind of figured we got there, so I'm gonna move past it. Again, it's popular, right? But we have a repost, hashtag repost from @mention that's broken on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
And then look at this. This is, y'all, this power. This girl, Janae, tags 1, 2, 3 people. This is my goal, to get one for all the kids. Then her friend Chelsea says, I don't know, something like, I don't know, maybe that's specific like slang for their friend talk or whatever. But they want to sell. She says, I want to get one for all the kids. What does this say? All the kids, they want to buy more than 2. I know how expensive your blankets are. This right here is a $500 to $800 transaction. Cultivate it. This is how we get sales on social. Cool. Again, we have those reposts. We have the reposts. I'm not even going to get there. But let's take a look at this post. In case you're on the fence about having kids, let this sink in for a few minutes. The caption says, never let your kids get a hold of a Sharpie. Ha. Great. We didn't get a conversation. We didn't ask a question, right? But
Like,
people are engaging.
what if your kids ruined with a Sharpie?
Okay. Or better yet, if your kids gets a hold of a Sharpie, have them clean it with one of our customized towels. Point it back to a product.
Okay. Yeah.
Wink face. Because you're not saying buy our
not
towel.
saying it should be
You're just
funny.
saying have them clean it off with one of our towels.
Yeah.
You know they're not gonna. You know that mom is
not
not gonna
gonna
let them
clean.
clean it.
Well, it's
with
not going to
exactly,
clean.
but it's like a joke. You do a little wink face or whatever. So we have a culturally funny meme that's in context to what you provide.
Okay.
We know these work. We know they're powerful.
Yes.
Now they drive engagement. How can we kind of like create a parallel between your business?
Okay.
So recently on Facebook, not so recently, they have what they call page transparency. You can click on this and you can see every ad that a company is running. Perhaps next level stuff would be when you're running ads, and I know it's a little bit difficult, but well worth the time, is that you're paying for your ads to be seen. But what you aren't paying for is organic traffic that people can see when they tag their friends. That's all gravy, right? So you pay to get the ad. So I'm running an ad and I'm paying, and then I pay to get it shown to Aaron, and then if Aaron clicks on it, oh, okay, that was the effective thing. What if Aaron clicks on it but then comes back and tags Trisha? Hey, you gotta check that out. I'm not paying for Trisha to see it. I paid for you. So when you can respond to comments by people tagging their friends or asking questions, I'm now looking at ads as like a division of customer support. Because people are asking questions in there,
in the
and when
ads.
they feel like they don't have to go somewhere to get it.
And also, I feel like a lot of our customers, they sometimes go in and answer the questions for these people.
That's amazing.
So it is really nice, and
Like
we see
somebody
it a
will say,
lot
is
on
this
the
really worth the
ads.
money? And I've seen that
and
we have
people will
customers that'll
in.
chime in and say absolutely, and that's really nice. I mean, we do
And
get that
all
a
of those
lot.
conversations are like Facebook juice,
Yeah.
right? So it's going to be seen by people. So this is going to be super important. So when it comes back down to copy, hiring a copywriter could be, it's worth its weight in gold.
It's in the emails, actually. I've got like 3 emails with some copywriters.
Great,
happening right
great.
now. So,
Okay,
hey, look at
so then
this.
there's that. That is absolutely fantastic. And one thing that I want to take into consideration is I saw a few of the other ads, and I saw that the copy for the ads was all the same, regardless of the photo. And to me, and it's not bad, because if they're performing, that's an indication. But anytime you can have copy that really pertains to the thing in the photo itself, it makes the ad perform really well. So one thing I want to encourage you to do is it's called split testing or A/B testing. So what I want to do is, like, some of these photos that she's using are strong photos, even if they are amateur, and some of them are not so strong. So what I want her to do is, from the collateral that you guys get from this, can you have her run an A/B test? Because if she's saying that the casual photos like your friend took like perform better, I agree. However, if we have photos that look super candid and fun, that look like a nicer version of that, instead of like a kid holding a blanket like this, and like that's a clear product shot, no one's gonna stop on
I
it.
agree.
But can we find that middle ground? And let's just test it.
Yeah.
And it's a hypothesis. We can go back and maybe those terrible photos are the ones that perform. And it has done in the past. I'm not saying they won't.
Well, I
but the
don't
way that
think
we
so.
speak to it is only by A/B testing. So
Yeah.
encourage her to
Yeah,
do that.
she will.
Encourage also for her to create layered ads in Facebook, because what I would love to see is if you guys are running ads that are to specific areas at different times of the year. Because in California, we start our summer 3 months before people in Minnesota do. So having copy that says like, and then you run it to a geographic area. Are you headed to Newport Beach this week? Are you headed to Malibu this weekend? And you're running ads within a certain zip code?
And then it's easier geographically.
Absolutely.
Because
Because you guys like go to those like higher end markets. Like in Minnesota, there's a lake called like,
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Detroit Lakes.
No. It's like this weird funky name in Minnesota. It's where all like the Minnesota Viking football players have waterfront property. If you ran ads to a higher demographic area and use the lake reference, do you have your towels ready for Lake Chapalooga or whatever it was, right?
Okay.
And then moms seeing that feel like that ad is just for them and be like, oh, well, I mean, I wonder if the Joneses have personalized towels, right? And you're going to a certain demo, you know that because you have higher price points.
Yes.
So run to the higher end lakes, higher end beaches, start ads on the coast earlier, then double down on those ads in like that 3-month time frame.
I've
Never thought of that. Yeah,
Cool.
Very good.
Good. Okay, so initial thoughts. To respect the Facebook platform, make sure that those posts feel like your Facebook mamas are there, feeling like it's written for them. To post relevant mom content, like people love that. Like when I was looking through your posts, when it's about being a mom, it's great.
Yeah.
And ask for engagement. And not like comment on this post or tag a friend. It's asking a question like, do you want to see like fluffy pillowcases? Vote yes or no. Like polls do great on Facebook. To test different mediums, I see a lot of photos. Like I wonder if you guys just did like a quick handheld video, be like, hey guys, we're in the stockroom, we're going through product, or we're putting together our board, you guys, like behind us, you print out like a few Pinterest ideas, like, so this is what we'd love to see, like, let us know, like, what do you guys think? Like when people feel like they're part of the process, there's a higher likelihood to conversion at a later point in time.
Yeah.
Like we just said, geographic specific ads. I kind of feel like I can't wait to test that. I
That's
feel like
cool.
it's gonna kill.
Yeah, that's really good
I feel like
idea.
it's gonna kill. Okay, so one question before we move on to Caitlin, the thing we want to focus on is like, what does Highway 3 want their followers to say about their accounts?
You asking us that right now? Like,
Well, we can marinate. Let's marinate. If that's what you guys want, like to be like, well, I wish I didn't say, like, to me, knowing what you want your people to say about your account empowers you to reverse engineer, empowers you to work backwards. If they say they're like my friends, if they say they're moms that inspire me to build my business, if they, whatever they say, right? What do you want them to say? You're strong, you're powerful, you're smart, you're fun, you're quirky, whatever. We go back to what do we need to start saying again and again and again. We're a bunch of hardworking, quirky mamas. We don't have it together. Greasy hair, don't care. Church on Sunday, football, late night. Whatever it is, again and again and again and again. And we're gonna work in those categories in a second. But this is the question I just want you to keep in the back of your mind. And when we get to the end of the day, I'm gonna ask you this question. What do you want people to say about your account?
We broke it down heavily. And this is the work that it's going to take for you to break it down just as heavily. It's for you to take a step back and say, what does my Facebook account look like? What are people saying about me? And one thing I really want to highlight that we didn't get into enough is that when you say something as many times as possible on social media, that is how people begin to describe you. I have said this before, and we have it on tape on Creative Live, where I would stand in front of people, and I have never in my entire life ever thought that I would ever be described as the word fabulous. 2019, 2020, the words that people aren't using the word that people are using to describe me is not the word fabulous. In 2015 and 2016, that was the word that people described me every time I stepped on a stage. Why? It is what I used in my copy again and again and again. My brides are fabulous. The day was fabulous. The vows were fabulous. I became a photographer associated with fabulosity because I wanted the very thing to be, I wanted that to be the thing that brides were attracted to because they wanted to feel fabulous. I could care less if somebody describes me as fabulous or not. I'm okay in my own skin. I don't use that in my copy anymore because I don't need to identify that anymore with L. What does L want to be? Empowered, inspirational, aspirational, confident. Look through the copy and what I say again and again and again. We put out what we want to get back on social.